Well, if you're hearing that my voice is scratchy or lousy right now, I seem to be suffering where a couple of content creators this holiday season's going through, and we caught ourselves a seasonal cold or flu, however you want to call it. Fortunately, put this channel on the back burner temporarily. Luckily, we had some content already completed for this season. The rest that haven't been completed has been put on the back burner temporarily to after the new year, including Otaku Thursday, which we promise we will be returning to that. Also, we have other videos that are going to be coming out very soon. We are at shortened schedule anyway at the end of the year, so luckily that worked in our favor. So do stay tuned. We got some good stuff, some stuff that will make you sad to get through into the new year. Well, I'll tell you some sad news, and there are reasons behind this, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. I mean, already we had a video out, the return, which was some good news, the return of Family Guy to the Adult Swim lineup, which it's been years since the last time it's aired on the Cartoon Network. And we've discussed about Checkered Past, we've discussed about Toonami Rewind, but unfortunately, both haven't done so well. More Checkered Past has done better than Toonami Rewind. So, in the infinite wisdom of Warner and Cartoon Network, Toonami Rewind will be finishing off. And by the time you get this video, if you're on Christmas week, this Friday will probably be the last episode, last run of this series on there. You won't be seeing it no longer in the new year. And there are about a dozen reasons you could throw out there for this problem. We're going to read into CBR here and what they have to say, and I'm going to put in my 2 cents to put a ribbon on it at the end, like a Christmas present. Unfortunately, it's not such a great gift, and I don't make any of these decisions. Toonami Rewind comes to a sad end for old school anime fans. The end of 2024 will also mean the end of Toonami Rewind, as Cartoon Network will cease airing the classic anime block in January. The anime nostalgic block began airing in March of 2024 and ran on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim for 9 months. Toonami's official social media channels, such as Facebook, delivering the disappointing news to its viewers. We just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watched Toonami Rewind, the online post read, and to let you know that it'll be retiring at the end of the year. But Saturday Night Toonami isn't going anywhere. Stay gold. And that's the Toonami Saturday Night is still doing very well for itself. Jason DeMarco, the co-creator of Toonami, vaguely confirmed the end of Toonami Rewind and that the decision was out of his hands. It's not my strategy, DeMarco wrote on Blue Sky. Really, he's on Blue Sky. I'm in the name you know. I get it, but I don't make any of those decisions. The somber response is a 180 from DeMarco's excitement for Toonami's Rewind's future in early June. It was the network's idea to try a second Toonami block since they are very happy with the performance of the Saturday night version. He said they wondered if a throwback Toonami would be interesting. We like the idea, and yes, if it does well, we have all kinds of cool plans to bring more shows in. Unfortunately, the Toonami Rewind block didn't perform well as Cartoon Network had hoped, and some fans have noted online that the writing was on the wall when Toonami Rewind decided to skip the Lands of Waves arc, the first major storyline in the Naruto series. There was also speculation that because Adult Swim had regained the rights to Family Guy, filler material like Toonami Rewind is no longer needed. Toonami Rewind also competed with streaming platforms like Crunchyroll, Netflix, and Hulu, which simultaneously have classic anime and their remakes with English subtitles and dubs. This also brings up the rising cost of licensing anime for TV broadcast, as Toonami's lost out on popular titles like Demon Slayer and only aired them again when the price went down. However, the end of Toonami Rewind doesn't mean the end of the nostalgic programming on Cartoon Network. Checker Past will continue to air and replace the beginning hour of Toonami Rewind with Dexter's Laboratory and Courage the Cowardly Dog on January 3rd. The traditional Toonami block on Saturdays will continue to air new and original shows like Lazarus by the creators of Cowboy Bebop and John Wick. In addition to co-creating Toonami, DeMarco is the senior vice president of anime and action series long form for Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios. Understand this. Even though they're going to be moving Checkered Block on there, I believe they are going to lose an hour anyway, since with Toonami Rewind gone and Family Guy coming in. So basically, there'll be an adjustment of schedule, and I believe that's already coming out now. But here is the other issue that wasn't really brought up. And some people brought it up online, and they were straight right on the button on this. In order for Rewind to go more forward, the versions of Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Sailor Moon had to be the originals. And what I mean by, they were using Dragon Ball Z Kai. Perfect example. And Kai is sort of a rewind in itself of the Dragon Ball Z, re-edited, remastered to that situation. Even though it is pretty decent, for the series on there, it's not the original because it's missing a lot, and it's edited down somewhat in certain places, and some things are taken out. I don't know the version they were running because I didn't look at it on the Toonami Rewind, if the blood was omitted to the situation, because there are some scenes that were, head decapitation during the Frieza arc, and a couple of other storylines that basically a little bit. You wouldn't say it was too graphic for television. I mean, even for overnight, it wouldn't be that much graphic because it was running on overnight. But you know how the companies go as far as the broadcasters go, because they're basically, it's a cartoon, it's made for kids, and we shouldn't be like this. Because I keep hearing that, and this is the reason. And this is the other situation that's going on with Crunchyroll right now, is you got guys in the high ups that have this mentality. Also, they're treating it as a cartoon, a kid's cartoon. I mean, if you go back to the Ocean dubs and the original cuts of this series, you see a completely different show in some points. I mean, same thing with the original Dragon Ball itself. People criticize. They said, these shows are all cheese pizza and stuff like that. They don't watch this stuff. I mean, there is cheese pizza out there. There's some stuff that's very cringy in the Japanese world in itself, and that's, that is in their perspective to the situation. If you're talking hentai, that's a totally whole new ball of wax. Yes, it's anime, but yes, it's made for adults only. This is the same network that airs Cowboy Bebop, same network that, they air a lot of other animes that are similar in nature. I mean, Demon Slayer, in itself is, in a way pretty bloody in itself. And there are many other animes you can put down there. We go into the Berserk situation on there. And as someone's brought up on X, because they were talking about a scene that was removed from Dragon Ball about concerning a gun that went off in someone's head, stupidly, something like out of a Looney Tunes situation. And it was banned out of that situation because they said, oh, no, kids might try to do that. And I wrote that, well, let's go through the history of animation in the West. And this is a situation where it comes down to parenting. How many kids have anvils in their house and drop it on other kids? You think that they would try to do that? How many kids have tried to jump out and pretend to be Superman? You have to think to that perspective to that. I mean, there was a great scene there was that movie that talked about the death of George Reeves, who was one of the original Supermen, where a kid stepped up during an event and he had a real gun and wanted to shoot Superman to see the bullet bounce off of him. And that was a scary moment for George Reeves in the movie, played by Ben Affleck. And this is some things that do happen, but this comes down to parenting. Whereas you have to sit and talk with your kids about these situations. If they watch some of these shows, okay, that's the parent's decision. Censoring them, editing them, doesn't help to the product. And I think that, like I said, that's one of the most problems that Toonami Rewind had. They had versions that were technically edited down from their originals. When you hear the term Toonami Rewind, you some people would kind of expect the original versions of this. I mean, right now in a audio studio here in New York, the final touches are going on the Dirty Pair box set. Now, according to the people that are handling it, is that they made no changes other than to restore the original series, movies, everything and they got the voice cast to return to voice the series that never got an English dub. So you're going to be hearing the original voices of these characters that they used in the dubs, and I think it was in the OVA series on itself. And you have the critics of Rama Half, the Netflix Rama Half series, which I found it was pretty good. Yeah, there were some issues on it. I mean, the animation design was fantastic. I would have to say the way it was done. Yeah, some of the things that were changed around, I'll still go back to the original, and I love the way the original is. Like the voice of Shampoo, itself. I mean, it was kind of, her voice was hysterical.
Ranma will never ever take Shampoo's heart.
I think that's what really made a lot of her character was driven as being a popular character for that series. People said, well, it's just racist the way she talked because she was Chinese and stuff like that. But it's a cartoon. It's comedic. These are some of the things you will see on a Family Guy, American Dad, a lot of the Western adult cartoons. So what's the problem? What's the problem with that? It just gets me. I mean, I haven't finished Rama Half yet. I'm waiting for, the rest of the Shampoo storyline, and then the Dirty Old Man, which basically they said they also pulled back on that as well. So comment. Let me know your thoughts about this. Are you glad they're removing it? Are you, pissed off? Let me know on your thoughts on this. We recorded this during Christmas week, so have yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Do check out our limited schedule right now. We do have some videos, some good stories that we're working on. We have one on vinyl records, the return of the bookstores. Really good stories. You want to check those out right now because that's very important right now as physical media is making a comeback. And I've said this, 1,000 times on this show. Physical media, people are starting to come back to them, including this generation growing up right now. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Have a safe holiday. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye now.